what do they call it, a fashion coach. His name was Larry something. Larry the cable guy, I think it was. I seen his picture, and he really impressed me, so I thought I'd dress up like him for today. And well, last year at the family reunion, we had a little time. I called it story time, and I challenged y'all to come out and tell some stories. And has anybody got a story to tell? Well, nobody? I've got one. All right, you're next. Okay. I got one. I came up with one last week. I've been doing a lot of traveling, and besides going out to Las Vegas this past week, we went out to Branson, and I wandered off away from the reservation there at the resort, got down there by the lake, and I got lost on the way back, and I came across these, I guess they were hillbillies, and they were pretty nice folks, you know. I got to talking to them, and you know, them hillbillies, they're pretty sharp. We got into a little battle of wits, and I'm not lost, you know. I don't know how that could have happened, but I got to tell them about some of the activities that's going around my house. But, you know, we introduced each other, and they told me a little bit about their life and what they did, and I told them a little bit about me and my neighbors, and how my neighbor had some mules, and well, one of my neighbors had a sick mule, and he had to doctor it up and things like that. And the story they liked the best was one evening, Susie was cleaning the house. She was washing dishes and mopping the floors and things like that, and I was needing to get out of there. And I came in, I was out in the back, and I came in to get me some more iced tea, and going to go out there and sit down in the chair. And when I came in to fill up my tea glass, she said, would you go upstairs and get the vacuum cleaner? And I knew right then, that's not what I need to be doing. So I waited until she went into the back room to get some laundry to take to the laundry room, and I got the vacuum cleaner downstairs, and I headed on out the back door. And I started to sit down there in my chair. It's probably 50 yards or so from the house, and I thought that's not near far enough. So I decided I'd go on back to the farm. And on my way back there, I noticed that all the cows were up on the point, up on the hill, and something was going on up there. You know, it's like somebody fed them or something, and I knew I could run there because they're not my cows. And I noticed there was a little commotion going on back there in the crowd, back there by the barn. And Trent was back there. Trent's, he's the man that leases my pasture. And Trent raises rodeo bulls. He raises the bucking stock. You know, the cows look like regular old cows, but they're not. They're pretty good, you know, wild little bulls. And he was back there. He's loading up. Had his old big old. He's got one of them big Dodge dualies. He had a big old long fancy aluminum stock trailer. And he had it hooked up, and he was headed out, and I flagged him down. Hey, what's going on? And he said, oh, I bought me a new bull the other day, and I got to get him down there, and I'm going to let him beat all them cows up there. I got them other 3 bulls pinned up back here so they won't be in the way. And he said, I got to go. And he went bouncing off. You know, he was in a pretty big hurry because he had a lot to do. So anyway, I looked back over at them bulls, and I noticed that there's something fishy going on over there. And I got to hearing some voices. And I walked up a little bit closer, and there wasn't nobody around. And that's when I realized it was them 3 bulls. They was talking to one another. And the oldest bull, he's a great big old bull, and he said, I don't care what kind of bull, big shot bull that Trent brings back. There ain't but 50 cows on this place, and 35 of them is mine. I am not going to share with him. I don't care what's going on. I'm going to make life miserable for Mr. Bull. Second bull said, you know, I ain't been here for about 18 months, and there's 15 of them cows that's mine. And I'm with you. I am not going to share. You know, I don't care what happens. And the third bull, he was a much younger bull. He hadn't been there but about 6 months, and he's kind of a small, scrawny bull, real young. And he said, you know, I don't have but about 3 cows on this place that even like me. I'm with you guys. I ain't about to share. And I got to laughing and cutting up and looking at the bulls, and directly here comes Trent driving right back. And he drives up, backs that old fancy trailer out there, and lets that in big down, and next thing you know, it sounded like thunder inside that old aluminum trailer. That old bull was stomping his feet, carrying on, and he opened up that gate, and that bull come running out there in the lot, and he first thing he did, he noticed them cows. Now, this is a great big old bull. He weighed way over a ton. He looked, he didn't even have to look down through the wires of the fence to see the cows up there. No, he stood flat-footed and looked over the fence. Great big old bull. And he went to strutting around that lot there, and he was pawing at the ground, stirring up the dust and snorting and blowing little dust rings, and it was really bad. And I looked back over at them 3 bulls, and I kind of grinned. And that first bull, he said, I've been kind of thinking, it's real ugly in me to be thinking the way I was. I believe I'll go ahead and share with him. The second bull says, I believe you've got a point. I think I'll share too. The third bull, he just kind of stood there for a minute, and he went to pawing and snorting, and he busted out of the stall. Got in the pen with that big bull. And then big bull says, what are you doing? Man, that thing will kill you. And the little bull says, well, I'm not much bigger than them cows, and I just want to make for sure that he knows that I'm a bull. Anyway, I told that to those hillbillies up there in Missouri, and they kind of got a kick out of that. And we got to talking a little bit more, and we sitting there and drinking some tea and what have you, and directly a little cottontail rabbit would fly up through the bushes there, and I said, hey, what is that? I said, it's kind of ribbon, And they said, well, that's a big old cottontail rabbit. And I said, a rabbit? Really? I'm from Texas. And up there in Texas, why, them cottontail rabbits we got, they're as big as that deer standing over there. Next thing you know, there's a big old dog come running by. He was one of them great big old coon dogs. I think they called him a tree walker or something like that. Great big old dog. And I said, well, hey, what is that? And he said, well, that's a dog. I said, well, really? Well, the dog we got in Texas, they're big as them horses over there. Great big old dogs. Things are getting bigger and better in Texas. And they kind of looked around. I could see I was upsetting them, man, just a little bit. And so I was just sitting there kind of minding my own business. And then there was a big old turtle, one of them big old loggerhead turtles, big as a dish pan. He went crawling off down through there, down the banks, and got down into the water. And I said, hey, what's that? He looked at me, and he looked at that turtle for a minute. He looked back at me, and he said, that's a pig. He got me on that one. Wasn't much I could do there. So that pretty well wraps up story time for today. I hope y'all enjoyed my stories. Next year I'd like y'all to have some. And I want to thank GA and Colleen for inviting us and letting us share your home. And we've had a wonderful time. Thank you very much.